Welcome to Breathe, Move, Rest. Today, I'm coming to you from a seated position, a simple folding chair. Now, what I love about Breathe, Move, Rest from a chair is its pure accessibility, that it requires a moderate amount of effort, yes, to show up, but most of that effort is familiar in the sense that we do a lot of sitting. However, the chair offers us significant amount of support to explore some different orientations in which to connect deeper with the body. So we diminish the risk of falling and increase the access to areas of the body that are often left untouched in our normal day-to-day use of a chair. Now, there's 10 verbs, action words, that I'm going to just throw into our practice in the next 30 minutes. And maybe it's one word that you want to stick with. Maybe you want to follow the path through all 10 words. We'll start with our breathing, and I'm going to recite the 10 verbs. Then, as we move through the movement, I'll remind you of these 10 words. And finally, when we come to rest again, I'll review these 10 verbs, these actions of self-empowerment, of self-love, of yoga. Settle into your sits bones and support the physical structure of your body. And by way of supporting the physical structure of your body, can you affirm the emotional safety, the security of your being, your body, your mind, and your spirit? Take a breath and commit. Commit to you, to your self-care. Take a breath and align. Align with what life is offering. Align with what is your true alignment, your connection. Take a breath, let it go, and purify. In other words, cleanse out the yuck, the myths, the untruths, that which might be holding you back or no longer serves. Take a breath and feel into the earth. Ground yourself in this moment, in this shape, in this practice. Take a breath and welcome the energy to create. Energizing that internal creativity of play and exploration, of hope and possibility. As you let out this next breath, make sound as the beginnings of claiming your will, your strength, your power. Make some noise for no reason. And this next breath, let it come from your heart to open the love and the compassion of your heart. As you breathe in, speak, whether it's in words or in thoughts or in sound of any form, speak your truth. And feel this next breath as it comes in and fully embodies your entire being. The bigness, the strength, the beauty, the wisdom. Let the breath reach all of your distant cellular structure, the deepest components of your being. Embody this moment. And finally, with this next breath, choose. Choose your path, choose how you show up, and know that you can choose the krama or the expression of each pose that I suggest. Take one more breath and unite these 10 verbs, or select one to use as your intention for today's practice. With that intention clear, let's move our energy through the movement of the body and the shifting of our attention, our focus to the area that we move. So begin by moving the head, maybe circling the nose. Good. And reverse. Commit to you. Nice. Let the head rest. Come on down to your shoulders as we align with what's here. This power center of arms to serve, to reach, to express the love that's in our heart. Take some shoulder circles. Moving into the third verb, purify. Let's find our cat and cow. And opening up the spine, let us shed what no longer needs to be there. Congestion, stuckness, fatigue, contortion to fit in. Can you let go? Can you purify the length of your spine? Good. All right, sticking with the spine, let's move on to ground. And I'm going to use the pelvis as our grounding as we tilt laterally to open the side body, one side at a time. I'm using my base hand for holding the chair. I'm using my top hand for grounding through my thigh and my hip bone. Just a secondary connection to really feel that firm foundation. You can take that foundation all the way down to your feet as we stabilize the entire lower body. Moving to the second side when you're ready. Exhale. I like to exhale to rise. Inhale to bow. You can reverse that flow of breath if it feels more comfortable, more accessible, more natural, but just keep both sides of that breath moving in and out. Stay with this hand support or add a bit more challenge, still grounding through the sits bones, the feet, and the base hand. Let the top arm sway from side to side. Taking the spine into its third partnered direction. In other words, taking into a twist. Let's create a shift in our perspective, right? Reach across and create that space to rotate. Unwind and reverse. Cross. Create space by rotating. Shift your perspective by letting the chin perhaps swivel towards the back shoulder. 2 more rounds. That's one. One more time each side. So we move on to claim or proclaim. It's really a matter of knowing where you want to stand and moving yourself there. So let's just alternate and lift a knee, right? Lift a knee. And this is the first variation I'm going to show you on how to tap into that extension of the knee, which is a flexion or a contraction of the quadricep, and a bit of a lengthening or stretching of both the upper and lower of the back leg. So here's another variation. I'm going to turn sideways. Again, this is where the chair gives us that benefit of stability. And look how I can find that same knee bend all the way down perhaps to the ankle to widen my base and claim, right? Claim your will, your fire. So we come back, we're going to move to our open, and then we'll come back to the second side for the knee. So as you come back to neutral, come to the front of your chair and widen your feet, opening your hips, right? So this is also about opening our hearts, opening our minds, opening ourselves to possibility. My chair has something to say for sure. Good. Let's move to the second side. So I'm going to rotate around and then move right back into the knee and the ankle, right? So focusing now down to the ankle, one of the most vocal, crackly parts of my body, right? So maybe this is where we can speak a little more of our truths, right? Good. All right, we're going to come back to center. And this time we're going to cross one ankle over the thigh and circle. I like to rest my hand on the space that is moving, and it gives me just another layer. And perhaps this is the tangible form of embodying our movement, right? To feel both from the inside and from the outside, to bear witness to our own movements. From the ankle, I'm going to just move into the opposite wrist and notice how my foot gets confused, right? My hand is a little more dominant than my ankle in its dexterity and strength. So my ankle followed suit when I moved my hand. It doesn't know what to do, right? This is part of embodying our being, to know that we can work in tandem and we can work in independence. Good. All right, set that foot down. Let's move right over to the second side. Again, start with just the ankle. And then welcoming in the wrist. I got confused again. I even entered into this, which is kind of funny because the next verb is to choose, right? Notice if your hand is choosing, your foot is choosing, your mind is choosing. And really, when we talk about choose, we talk about accessing wisdom and witness, using our body, our energy, and the three components of our mind to make a wise choice. Tapas, the wise application of what we know. All right, so pause, lengthen and bow into this figure four stretch, a nice deep sensation probably in your buttocks, maybe even a little bit into your low back. And choose how you want to be here. Rooting through your feet, your sits bones, lengthening through the crown of the head, breathing and inviting a more intimate sensation. Or counting your breaths until you get out. What is it that you're willing to choose here? Rise and switch. So our final expression of choose is twofold. First of which is to choose if there's any other part of your body that would like some movement. I'm going to move us through, I'm going to guide us through some sun breaths and elbow bends, right? Because we didn't really tap into the elbow and that heart chest opening very much. So what does that look like? It looks like this. Inhale, open. And exhale, pull back. I'm going to add a shoulder circle because it feels good. We already did the shoulder circles But notice how that orientation of the arms might feel really good. So choose. If this shape works for you, great. If it doesn't, choose something different. And the second half of choosing for this final verb of our movement practice is to choose your variation, your asana, your pose for Savasana. Now, I'm going to choose to use my chair as a prop for my lower body. In other words, get my props out of the way. If I need the extra support, use the chair to guide my way down. Right? Choosing compassion, choosing kindness. Sideways lay I find is the easiest. And then pivoting to get my shins, my lower legs on the chair. Depending on the shape of the chair, you might need to rearrange. And then from here, we soften into the rest. If you want to stay remaining in your chair or even come all the way down to a rest on your back or belly or side, choose the Savasana that's right for you. And then as you release all effort, reflect again on your intention. Did you journey with me through the 10 verbs, or did you choose one in particular? And revisit that intention. Perhaps even asking yourself, how will I do this action? How can I live more intimately with this intention, body, mind, and breath? Commit to you. Commit to self-care. Align with life, with spirit. Purify that which no longer serves. Let it go. Ground yourself in this moment and in this body. Energize your creative spirit, the life force that enables you to create. Claim your power. Ignite your flame, your fire, your spark. Open your heart in service, in love, in contribution. Speak your truth. Share what you know. Ask for what you need. This is how we speak our truth. Embody your being, every aspect and part. Get to know your body. Cultivate intimacy with breath. Embrace the divinity that is the spirit, the spark, that is uniquely you, connected to all. And choose the path. Choose the manner in which you show up and offer others to have access to the beauty that is you, in connection and in community. When your practice feels complete, and maybe that feels like you're ready to begin again. Find your way back upright and then rise into this moment with more clarity, with more conviction, with more compassion and commitment. May you breathe deeply, move freely. May you labor lovingly and live vibrantly. Namaste.